Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining me for another video. This is Quita from At Home with Quita, and here I share tips on how to plan a balanced life. So if you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing. So today, you guys, I'm going to walk you through my exact routine, my planner routine, everything that I do on a Sunday night to make sure that I'm going to be productive for the upcoming week, okay? This is probably one of the most requested videos I get, so I'm gonna give it to you today. So let's get into it. All right, y'all, so this is all about everything that I do on a Sunday night to really set myself up for success. It all starts with my planner, okay? This week I've given you a flip through of my planner, and you've seen a lot of different, hopefully motivational videos on how you need to pick it back up if you kind of left it by the wayside. And so I'm hoping those videos have been helping you. That's my new content strategy. I'm really out in these streets trying to help y'all, okay? And hopefully you see that and you are super inspired to pick your planner up and start using it, because this is the key to be able to do all the things, okay? So I'm gonna share with you my exact routine, all right? So when it comes to sitting down on a Sunday, I try not to let it take too long. Now there are some parts of my planning that are a little more in-depth, so it does take a little bit longer, but you only really need 5 to 10 minutes a week, okay? And then of course you're gonna be checking in with your planner daily. Sorry y'all, that's just a part of what happens now. Usually I edit that out, but y'all, I'm just gonna keep it. I used to be the stickler type of girl that's like, oh my gosh, y'all gotta be quiet. You know, if the kids are loud or if my husband's doing something or the dogs are loud, I'll try to edit it out, and it took too much time. So now we just leave it in. So give me grace, okay? So sitting down on a Sunday should not take that long. Again, for me, it might look a little bit different, and it just all depends on the different parts of your life that you have to plan for. For me, there are a few different parts of my life, okay? So let me talk you through that first. I plan my normal household stuff. I plan for my business and social media. I meal plan. I financial plan. Those are really the most, or the core things that I plan for. And so I'm gonna show you how each part of those things look and kind of how I bring it all together, all right? So for me, yes, Addison. What you need?
My planner.
Oh, you want me to make your planner? I got you, sis. I promise I got you. It's coming.
Okay. Sorry,
No, it's okay. It's okay. So for me, it's going to start at a high level, okay? So I need to be able to have that overview of all the things that I need to get done, even if they're not occurring necessarily in that month. So for me, that starts on my at a glance pages. All right, so I keep those, of course, popped into my planner so I can have that high level look. So this is how they look, just to give you a quick glance. Sometimes I'll come here and highlight the dates and also write some notes in. Just depends on that particular year or month. If I feel like I need to do that, then I will do that. So I haven't done that yet because we just kind of started the year. And then this is how the first 3 months look, second 3 months. So this is kind of by quarter. And then that's how the last ones look. So I'll come here and I'll write in all the things I know I need to do. And you guys, I also pair this with my digital. So I don't just write it here and I don't just do digital. I do a hybrid of both, especially if I need a reminder. Now, in my phone, it's not going to be like everyday tasks. It's just only going to be stuff I need a reminder about: outings, anniversaries, things like that. So those are the things that I track digitally. Okay, so this is my high level overview of everything that I know that I need to do for the whole entire year. If I know it, I'm gonna write it in. Of course, if I don't know it, I can't write it in. Okay, so as you can see for March, we got a couple of things going on here, not too much. And as things occur, I'll come and write them here. Of course, they're probably gonna be, depending on where I am, if I'm out and about, it's gonna be in my phone. And then I'll take my phone and I'll transfer all that stuff here so I can make sure that I had it all in this planner, because again, this is the hub for my life, okay? Not my phone. I have to have my phone, of course, because they work very well together, but my planner is what I'm gonna look to first, all right? So this is my high level look of everything. So when I'm coming and I'm sitting down on a Sunday, I'm gonna look here and I'm gonna see what I need to do at a high level, okay? So from here, I'm going to transition whatever those tasks are for that specific month. I'm going to move them over into my actual month. Okay, and here's a little side note thing that I also kind of started to implement as well, especially when I'm looking to kind of get ahead of things, is that I will also pre-plan. So I talked to you guys a little bit about that on a short recently, how you need to be pre-planning. I think pre-planning is awesome, to just fill up your planner with maybe 5 or 6 sheets of this sort of insert, and then come and write in all of your things that you know are going to occur for the next month. Especially if your planner is bulky like mine, you don't want a full set of monthly and weekly inserts in there. It's just too much. You just need to pop in something to where you can go ahead and plan ahead, because as you know, with this sort of insert here, you can plan ahead, but you can't get detailed with it. So if you want to get really, really detailed in order to plan ahead, then you want to get something like this. So you can come here, write in everything specifically that you know is occurring, and I write in outings, events, and also recurring things. So that way I could just see it all on one page. And then I also like to write my top priorities for that month, so I can see like what my main focus is going to be for the month. So I've got 4 of them here. And then I like to write in meal ideas. This is super duper important. Now, I do have another location where I write in meal ideas, but when I'm pre-planning, or if I want to just kind of a quick idea of what I want to try for the month, I'm going to write it here, and then I'll transfer what I actually really think I want to do into my meal planner. And I'm going to show you how that looks as well. Okay. And then we have a to-do list here. What this is coming from, or what I pull from to put here, is going to be from my inbox. I talked to you guys about inbox. It's super important to have somewhere to dump everything out, especially if you know maybe you're not getting it done right now, but you know it does need to be done. But it's important that you pull things from your inbox and put them on your to-do list. Otherwise, you're never going to get them done. If they stay in your inbox system, then okay, how's that going to work? You need to actually be looking at this on a monthly or weekly basis to pull from here to add it to your actual to-do list so you can start getting them done. Okay, so this inbox system, you need to have some sort of inbox system, even if it's just a sheet of notebook paper, okay? Or just a notebook. Again, I always say this, my goal here is to just get you planning. You don't have to have a planner like this. Of course, this helps because everything is more clean looking, it's more organized, it's more, you know, there's inserts for everything, so it just makes it more effective when it comes time for planning. But you don't need a planner like this, okay? You just need a notebook. Okay, just keep it simple, especially if you're starting out. So don't feel overwhelmed by all of this. You don't need all the things, okay? I'm not that girl just because I have a shop that's gonna push you to just buy stuff that you don't need or that you're not ready for. I just wanna get you planning, okay? I wanna get you in the act, and I want you to see how it's gonna change your life, and then you'll be able to add other things that you feel like you need, okay? So inbox inserts are a definite must, but they're only effective if you're actually doing the stuff on your inbox. So I do come here and I pull from this to add it to my to-do list. Okay, so if I'm doing a pre-planning situation like this, I'm going to take this insert and then I'm going to go into my monthly. All right, so either this insert if I've used it, or I'm going to do this high level, which these high level items are on this if I've done this, and then I'm going to move into my weekly. All right, so my monthly. So this is how my monthly looks. So I'm going to come here again, pull that high level stuff, pull the pre-planning stuff, add it to my monthly. This is every single thing. Now, some people only use a monthly, which I'm good with. I feel like, you know, that could work. So if you just feel like you don't need to break it down deeper on the weeks, I'm fine with you just using a monthly, and you should be fine with it too, because at least you're doing something to see or to make sure that you stay on track of all of your things that you need to get done. So monthly is completely fine. Now for me, there's a couple of different things that I add to my monthly. This is my general checklist of things that I want to make sure that I'm doing on a monthly basis. I don't want to forget about these things. They're just basic things. They're not specific. So like check in, who do I want to check in on? Whose anniversaries are there? And usually it will already be on my at a glance pages, or it'll be in my phone. Anniversaries are definitely in my phone because I need a reminder. I want to see what outings are in our area, any extracurricular activities I need to plan for, study ideas, family worship ideas, education, family meetings, home projects, library, park, any Zoom events, self-care, TV shows, and my, of course, inbox tasks, which I just talked to you about. Now, when it comes to home projects, I do have that all in my home section. It's all of the projects I want to get done for around my house. But when it comes to checking for home projects, where am I going? I'm going to go to my inbox because I've written it on my inbox, okay? most often, every single thing that I've written in terms of projects are going to go in my inbox as well, just as a high level. Because when it comes to really drilling down to see exactly what I want to do for my projects, I'm going to come here for the details of everything. Okay, so that's done on the project inserts that I have in here. And I'll just show you that really quick right here. So these are all the projects I want to do for the house. And I have some details of the projects, how to get it done, what I need, things like that are what I keep here in this section. And then I will pull each and every project, by the way, is in my inbox. But again, it's just going to say, you know, paint deck or built-ins or whatever it is. It's not going to show any details. Okay. And then that way, once again, I can come to my inbox when I'm sitting down and I'm trying to build my to-do list. Maybe they don't have a specific day that you want to do it, but there are things that you need to do or you want to do. Pull from your inbox and put it on your to-do list, okay? Sometimes there's a date, in which case you put it on the date, and sometimes there isn't, in which case you just want to know that you need to do that, all right? So then again, my monthly is very important. This is everything I want to make sure that I'm checking within the various sections so I can include it in my monthly, which in turn is going to be included in my weekly section, okay? So that's what I've got there. And then I also have Addison's homeschool schedule, which I like to keep popped here. I don't write that on my calendar unless there's like an important event or something that I need to remember. I'll put it in my phone, and then I'll also put it on the calendar just so I see it. But this is 2 months of outings for the homeschool program she's doing. And then on the back, I have her actual schedule. So I don't write it anywhere besides I do have it here in my home section, her actual schedule written out as well. So I can have that for reference, and it's kind of a little bit more detailed, but I like to keep it popped in my week just so I can stay on track with all the things she needs to get done. So this is how my monthly is going to look from week to week. I use an undated planner. I just think undated is life, because if you forget a week, you could just pick up where you left off. If you make a mistake, there's in our inserts another extra week so you can start fresh. I just love undated. I know some people may not, but I think undated is the way to go. All right, so from my monthly is filled in with all the things on a high level that I know I need to do, but I need to drill down a little bit more. And I also need to write in to-do list items, okay? So I've pulled all of this from the inbox, okay? So that way I have spread in my week, realistically, some to-do list items that I wanna make sure that I get done. Okay, so I'm gonna write those here in the to-do list section. Now, last month I talked to you about this layout. This is a new layout. It's inverted. So the weekly all-in-one is our most popular layout, and that version, this stuff down here on the top and this on the bottom. So I've been using that, but I wanted to see how the inverted would feel for me with having this on the bottom and the schedule part on the top, and I'm not mad at it. So we'll see how this progresses, but this is my favorite of all time layout. The cleanliness of it is simple. You can add stickers or not, but it gives you every single thing that you need to plan for all in 1 week. All right. And that's what I like about it. Okay. So this is how my week typically looks. Sometimes I'll use stickers. Sometimes I don't. Right now I'm in my non-sticker phase. Okay. And so all that means is that I typically am going to use my highlighter, which is down here, and a pen to paper. My favorite pen right now, which we do have in the shop, is this pen right here. It's awesome. Now it's not aesthetically pleasing, but it writes so good. And this is the Zebra Swarovski Dry X something, I can't see what that says, in 0.7. Love this pen, is awesome. So I keep that in my planner as well. And then I have my Sharpie up there if I want to use sticky notes. And one more pen on the side for just random, it's like almost like it's kind of like a pen, but it's more of a highlighter pen, if you will. But I showed you all that in my flip through video, so make sure to check that out. Okay, so again, high level was my monthly, and then this is the drill down. So on my monthly schedule, you're not going to see every single thing that you see on my weekly schedule because this is more detailed. So for instance, I'm probably not going to put, or I don't put, all of the stuff you see here at the top. My personal study, my watchtower study, apply and living, all of that stuff is just too specific. There's no need to put that on my monthly schedule when I could just put this here. Also, I don't typically put just little to-do list items, tasks, errands, things like that are not going to go in my monthly. That'll come here. So this is the drill down of my monthly. So I'm going to sit here and I'm going to fill this entire page in. I'm going to write in our meals. I'm going to write my habits for the week. I'm going to write my bills, which I haven't done this week. I don't think I had anything that needed to be paid. My top 3 focus, my to-do list. I'm also going to write in what I need to clean for the week so I can check it off and feel accomplished. And then I'm going to write in my ministry stuff, my scriptures, presentation, and who I need to check in on. Okay. And you saw all of that stuff on that little list here so that I can make sure that I don't forget to do that stuff. Okay. So some of these things are going to be monthly level. A lot of these things are going to be weekly level. If there's somebody's anniversary, I would put it here, but I would also put that on the monthly calendar. So this is typically how my schedule is going to look from week to week. Very simple. It's just all the things I need to get done. There's no fluff. Okay. And that's where I'm at right now. So this is the next part of what I'm going to sit down and plan for on a weekly basis, and that's my weekly schedule. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about where this stuff is pulled from, because I do like to have one place to look for everything, even though I have the various sections of my planner that I track certain things in. Now, when it comes to work, none of that work stuff is here. I have a whole entire section for that, which I'm going to talk to you about as well, because I need to be able to separate the two. I can't have everything all in one. Although this is an all-in-one planner, you could do that, but not for me. I have to be able to close off work and then open up home and toggle between the two. Okay. So when it comes to my meals here, as you can see, I have them written in here. Now, just a disclaimer, this system may not work for everybody, okay? Because I do write things in 2 places sometimes because it is just what works for me. And when I'm sitting down doing my planning in bulk, like if I'm doing my my financial planning, I'm gonna do that all in one sitting for the whole month. But this is just a weekly. So I need to be able to pull from that month and put it on the weekly. If I'm doing my meal planning, it's the same thing. I'm gonna sit down for typically a whole month and I'm going to do all of my meal planning. And then when it comes time for that week, I'm gonna pull what I need to write it here in terms of what we're eating. Okay, so when it comes to my meals, where I'm pulling that from is my meal planner. Of course, it's my favorite part of planning if you're new here. And so I have a full meal planner for that. So if I open up my meal planner, again, we talked about recipes to try for the month, which I showed you were on my pre-planning. If I do use my pre-planning inserts, it's going to be there, but I don't always use my pre-planning inserts. That's just every now and then if I want to get ahead, which I do always want to get ahead. Or sometimes I'll pop in a full, monthly insert, set of monthly inserts, depending on how my planner looks. It just all depends. I do some pre-planning. It just may not always be on that insert. All right. And so here's my recipes to try. So as I'm thinking of things, as I'm seeing things, I'm going to come here and dump them in my recipes to try. So that way I could try the recipes. And I typically do like to write in my month. I'm not being a good girl, but I am going to eventually do it. So we'll revisit this all again at some point, I'm sure. And I'll have been a good girl to write in that. Okay. But I typically do write it in on the month. And then I like to have my reminders here. So if something's happening, I know that on whatever that day is, I may be eating out. So I don't have to cook dinner. Okay. So that's a part of my routine as well. Just checking the calendar just to see what I've got going on and putting it here so that way I know, and then I don't have to cook. And recipes to try, and then this is how it looks when it comes time for me to plan my week of meals. As you can see, it's very simple, very basic, right? And that's where we are in life. Okay, so here is how the current week looks. Then I'll do my grocery list. Usually I'll take a picture of it if I'm going into the store, but most times I'm What am I doing, y'all? OGs, tap in, comment. What am I doing? I'm ordering my groceries. I do try not to go to the grocery store unless I absolutely have to. And I try to make sure I don't absolutely have to, okay? I prefer to order it online because then I can actually only get what I need. I feel like it saves me so much more money than going into the grocery store and impulse buying things. Sometimes you see things and you gotta have it, even though it wasn't on your list. Whereas when I'm doing online shopping, I tend to only stick to my list. So this is how my weekly meal plans go. And that's why I try to stress the importance of simplicity, because this is, I know back in the past, and that could happen again in the future, I was using all the things, all the stickers, all the washi, all the stuff to make my planner look good so that I want to use it. But now I feel like I still want to use my planner, even if it doesn't have all the stickers and all the things on there. So this is how I meal plan. So all of these recipes here will be what I would pull, and actually not the lunch recipes. It's typically only the dinner recipes when it comes to adding it up to my planner. So again, I'm pulling these dinner recipes only. The lunch recipes stay in there. And when I need to go see what I want to have for lunch, I'm just going to go to my meal planner. But that goes here. Okay. So yes, I write it in 2 places because this is when I'm sitting down to actually do my planning for the month. And then week by week, I'm going to come here and write in what we're having for dinner. You see how that works? It works for me. Okay. All right. Habits are going to be standard every single week. I do also have a section on a grand scale where I keep my habits because I do love habit tracking. So you see how that looks. So there are all of my habits. And then here are my main habits that I want to focus on a weekly basis. Okay. So all of these habits are here. And then I come here, I check them off or I X them off if I don't get them done. So I do habit tracking for my personal life. And then I do habit tracking for my new growth, which I hope I'm always growing, but I did recently create this, and there are things that are specific for growth, a growth mindset, if you will. And so that's what I have here. So personal life and growth habits. And I don't take these and put them anywhere else. I used to put them in my business planner because I feel like these are more business geared, but now I just come into this section and check it off or exit off. Okay. Did you figure out what you wanted?
Yeah, I put it right there.
Okay. That's fine. You can have this.
That's cute.
Yeah. So, so you need me to do the inserts.
Yeah.
Okay. Ask Daddy. Okay, let me film this video and then I'll let you look at all the layouts and you can tell me which layout you want. Okay. So habits are super duper important, and that's why I include them in my planner. So again, I'm just showing you guys where I'm pulling everything from to include it in my planner. Now I do have a cleaning section as well. All right, that's in my home section. This isn't something that I constantly, come into on a weekly basis because I know what I need to do. But this is how that looks for me. So this is my whole entire weekly cleaning routine. And all I do is just write it in on the weekly spread. And then I check it off because again, I know what I need to do. I just want to be able to check it off so that I can feel a sense of accomplishment. And so that's why I like to have it here. So that way, of course, I could do that. When it comes to ministry, this is going to stay standard. I do have a faith section, but that's more for reference stuff. This here is what I'm going to just kind of look to on a Sunday to see what messaging I want to share with people. And then who I need to check in on. Sometimes, so I don't forget, I'll put it in my notes app. If they make an announcement or something in our meeting, they say so-and-so is sick or shut in, I'm going to put it in my notes app because I don't have my planner. By the way, I don't carry this with me. This stays at home. Okay, I do have a little portable situation, and usually that's going to be my notes app to track things on the go. And so that way I can come back and transfer that stuff to this planner if I need to, which I usually do. And again, all of this is done on a Sunday night. And so, so I like to be able to, of course, write in all of those things faith related. And usually that's just on the fly. Of course, I may have prepared, of course I should be prepared, something weeks ago, but usually I'm trying to think of what's happening in the world. What message can I share? How can I give encouragement? And so this is that section for all things encouragement. Okay. So now you know where everything is pulled from with the various sections, with the exception of financial. Let me show you that real quick as well, because again, we have a full financial section and I use our financial wellness workbook. Okay, and I use a weekly paycheck budget. Okay, when it comes to going and putting in my bills for the week, that is pulled from here. This stays in my planner standard. These are all of my bills that I need to pay personally. And so I'm going to look at the date, and I'm going to write it in based on the date onto my planner. All right. So this doesn't get updated week by week. My budget paycheck inserts, which are in here as well, do get updated on a weekly basis or a monthly basis. I sit down and plan for that. But in terms of this is what gets transferred into my weekly budget. And then in addition to that, when I'm sitting down, of course, I'm planning for the whole month. I've showed you how that looks before. I haven't yet done it for March. And so I'm going to write it in those inserts, and then I'm going to take it week by week and I'm going to write it on my actual schedule right here. All right, so just so I can see it and I know what's coming out, because most all my stuff is auto pay, but I want to see what's coming out. And so I'll write that here. So there's various sections to this that are broken down even further within that actual section. So I do keep track of all of that on a monthly basis. Some of that stuff is monthly, and then week by week, I'm coming in and planning the various weeks. So it's not as overwhelming. The most overwhelming part is sitting down at the beginning of the month, because at the beginning of the month, I have to do my monthly for all of my planners. So this planner, my work planner, my financial planner, and that's it. So 3 planners, I have to do a monthly. Okay. And then I go ahead and plan for that first week. So usually my the early part of the month is when I have to do the most planning and prep work. But y'all, doing that has I know it seems like a lot, but it has really helped with my sanity and being able to accomplish everything that I'm able to accomplish, which I feel like I can get a lot done in a day. But I don't feel like I would be able to get as much done without having a system like this. So again, pull back, scale back, and do you, whatever works for you. You don't have to do all of this. Just pick and choose various things that you feel may work for you and implement those things, okay? So I've talked to you about my high level at a glance, my monthly, and my weekly. So this is where it would stop on a weekly basis. And then on the next Sunday, I've already planned for all that other stuff. All I have to do is plan for this weekly. In this planner, my work planner, and my financial planner, typically I'll do the whole month with all the weeks because it's a paycheck budget. So I need to break down each paycheck. So I'll break down the first, set of paycheck and then the next set, which is usually I break it down in 2. So I do that all at the beginning of the month. So really week by week, I'm only planning in my home planner for the week. And then I'm planning in my work planner for the week, okay? So let's talk work since we're here. Again, this high level monthly overview is going to be planned at the beginning of the month along with the other planners I just told you about, all right? So this is my work planner. I used a completely different layout for my work planner. Y'all, when I show you this, like I feel such a sense of peace with how my system is right now with my work planner. I used to be all over the place with how I planned with my work stuff, all the things I wanted to get done, but y'all, I feel so good now and I'm killing the game, okay? Let me just say that. All right, so I'm gonna share with you exactly how I do that because that's the next part of my planning process, okay? I also use Notion for my work planning only. I have 5 or so businesses that I'm working within and I can't have it all in my planner. I need to have some stuff digital. I do have a video on my channel with how I use Notion, so go check that out if you're interested. And I break down exactly how I keep things organized. Notion is a complete game changer when it comes to productivity. It's a must, okay? So usually, sometimes I'll come here and plan my whole month of YouTube videos. But y'all, I'm in a phase right now where one week I wanna do a certain type of video and then I change my mind. So that's why I use sticky notes and you'll see that on my weekly spread. And here, I just write in a week's worth of video ideas. Then I also have standard stuff that I need to do for the shop. So every Monday, or every Sunday rather, I plan my week. Every Monday, I work on new releases. Every Tuesday, I work on checking the list for our digital subscription. And then Wednesdays, we do a blog post. Thursdays, customer service all day. Fridays is Freebie Friday and my restock days on products. And then Saturday is all things advertising. So that's a standard thing that I do every single day, but I only plan for 1 week at a time in my monthly planner. Unless I'm just feeling like I really am going to stick to my YouTube videos, which is what you see here, then I'll go ahead and write them in. But most times I don't always stick to those videos. I'm feeling something different one day and I change it out and I need to be able to just do it 1 week at a time. I also have this all in Notion for the whole month. So I go in Notion and I look and see what I want to do. I might move things around. That's the beauty of technology, of course. And then I come and I plan my week out with the videos that I want to do for that particular week. This is the week we're on now. As you can see, I have today's video set up my planner for March. So I'm talking to you about how I set my planner up for March. And then tomorrow is going to be a 5-minute planner routine, Freebie Friday. And so I've been pretty much able to stick to this schedule for the week because I'm just doing it 5 days as opposed to the whole month. Here, I just have some stuff for social media. I have my content bank. These are all the videos that I already have filmed and I haven't been able to get the B-roll I need or whatever. The reason is I haven't uploaded them yet. But I like to know what I have available to myself. So on those days, like when I don't feel like filming, then I can say, oh, I got 5 videos. Let me just pull one. So I like to keep that content bank there. So this is my high level monthly view, just the same as what you saw in my personal planner. And then we get to the star of the show. Okay, you see it. All of this is getting done, by the way. We are already on Thursday and you see check marks everywhere, right? And that just gives me all the feels, all right? So as I told you before, I'll use sticky notes at the top. So that way, if something doesn't happen, I could just push it to another week. I could just pull it right on off and move it around. Or even within that week, if I want to move it around because it's on a sticky note, it makes it easy for me to do that. So I'm gonna pull this out so you could see, but just really quickly, these are all the inserts that I try to do an insert a day. I take recommendations from you guys from our Facebook group and I write them here with inserts that you guys want to see me create. So that's what that is. And then this is just a breakdown of some things I need to do for TikTok shop. These are all the products I have. And then, that way I know what I have on hand and I can do reviews for those products. All right. And then this is my full spread for the week. All right. Standard stuff on the side that moves with me from month to month and week to week. This is my to-do list. So this right here gets pulled from nowhere. This gets pulled from this week to week. So if I don't get all this done, it's coming here. Okay. So I don't have an inbox. This is the inbox for my business and social media. This inbox is only for my personal life. All right. So every week that I don't get stuff done, I'm just going to transfer what I didn't check off to the next week. And that's what works for me. And a lot of these are goals. They're not quick things that I can do. They're things that take time. Okay. Like if I'm working on a course or an ebook or something like that, I'm going to need some time to do that. So some of this stuff has been there for a while. So first and foremost, the top is my YouTube video schedule. I try to do a video a day unless it's the weekend. I'm off on the weekends, okay? And then how I break down my schedule is that it's the same format every single day, all right? So Fancy Plans Co stuff, and this is in no particular order. This is just everything I need to get done on this particular day. I don't do an hourly schedule. It just doesn't work for me, okay? So Fancy Plans Co goes here. Of course, you see new releases there because it says new releases here. So I transfer that, so I know that. Digital subscription, blog post, all of that stuff is the same stuff that you saw here and here. All right, that gets transferred and it's standard stuff that I do week by week. All right. And then I try to do a photo every day and 4 reels, 3 to 4 reels. And how I come up with ideas and track my ideas is in Notion. Everything is in Notion. So within my Notion, I have the title of the video, and then I have the hashtags. I have the little blurb of what I'm going to say. If there's an inspiration video that I like to refer to, I'll put that in there. If there's a photo, any sort of supporting documents are going to go in Notion. So when I get ready to do the video, I can see this is what I'm doing. I can go over to Notion. I can see what I'm trying to say, what the messaging is, and go from there. So that's why my Notion and my planner kind of work hand in hand when it comes to business and social media. All right. Then at home with Quita, I typically like to do a repost right now. I'm in my non-buying stuff era. That's why I know I had a couple of you ask and say that you've been missing my review videos for Amazon. Your girl don't need nothing else. She's in her simplicity stage. She's in her not buying all the things stage. She's in her not being influenced stage, okay? And you should be there too, because you don't need another anything, okay? And that's where I'm at. So that's why I haven't been posting any review videos. If you do see a video, it's probably a repost of something I already have. So I really have to figure out a strategy going forward, because that is the type of content y'all want to see on Instagram when it comes to At Home with Quita. You want to see Amazon stuff, because that's the audience that I've created. Okay. So I have to figure out what I want to do with that. But that's why you haven't seen me in that capacity. Plus, we're focusing a lot more on how to help you to get productive using your planner. So that's why you've been seeing more content with Fancy Plans Co. All right. Then I have my YouTube stuff here. So I have standard stuff that I do every single week. Like Mondays are my B-roll days. Tuesdays are some bulk filming days. Wednesdays are bulk filming my shorts days. Thursdays are my thumbnail days. Fridays are my long form bulk filming. This is my real bulk filming day. So that would be tomorrow for me. And then I do my bulk thumbnails on Saturday just to kind of tweak things. And then I plan my B-roll on Sundays. Okay. So that's my standard schedule for YouTube outside of videos. All right. Then my Quita's Food and Fit. You guys know I lost almost 50 pounds. So that's important to me to share with you my journey. And so I have videos. I have a whole nother social media for that on TikTok and Instagram. And so that's where I share that content. And of course, I want to plan for that. Usually it's going to be some sort of standard video, like a haul or a recipe or motivation, results, what I eat in a day. And then it's going to be a TikTok shop video. Since I got accepted into TikTok shop, I've been doing those videos, but I try to make it more geared towards fitness and stuff I'm actually using. So if I buy something on TikTok shop, I feel like it could benefit you to share it, then that's what I do. I don't typically buy something just to do a review video on it on TikTok shop. I just don't. And if the videos or if the product is on Amazon, I'm going to post it to Amazon too. Okay. So that's how I double whammy it. All right. So food and fit is a part of my strategy. Typically it's going to be 2 videos a day until I get out of TikTok shop jail. And then I'm going to be doing 4 videos a day. All right. As you can see, I'm doing a lot of content, but because of this and how I have structured my days, I'm able to get it all done for some reason. I don't know. My life is not in shambles. It's better. That's why you need a planner. I'm telling you, I'm really, really trying to help you to get the sense of the importance of having some sort of system. All right. Then my monetize, where I teach you how to do Amazon reviews, which eventually I'll be incorporating TikTok reviews into, goes here. And typically I'm just ticking off if I post a video, I'm just ticking it off, all right? And then LTK, I try to see what I already am posting for that day that I can post to LTK. I don't have a separate strategy for that. It's just too much. It's too much. So this is my business and social media planner. Nothing gets pulled from any other section. I come here specifically within my business and social media section to plan for this part of my life, all right? And I don't take anything from this section and put it in any other section. This section is its own beast, whereas my personal section, I'm pulling from all the various sections to add to that section, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's how it looks for me. So on Sunday, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna add my sticky notes to the top, I'm gonna look in Notion to see what videos I wanna post for that week. I'm gonna put it here at the top, and then I'm also going to write it on my monthly calendar here, just so I know. And then I'm gonna go to work. I'm gonna get to work and I'm gonna start really drilling down to my day. I'm going to transfer my to-do list over, whatever I wasn't able to accomplish, figure out my TikTok shop strategy, and also my B-rolls typically go on this side. For my YouTube videos is typically where I'll do B-roll. I do have a B-roll bank on my computer. So whenever I do a B-roll video, I save it to my computer so I can use it again. So that's how you work smarter, not harder. You don't have to do a new B-roll every single time. I ain't got time for that. Okay, I'll pull from what I already have. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do on a Sunday evening. I'm gonna plan for this part of my life as well, all right? And I'm gonna fill it all in, whereas sometimes I'll write things day by day as things come up. With this, I'm filling it all in based on what's in Notion because I've already kind of planned for that. And when it comes to my Notion, it's usually on the fly. So if I think of an idea, I'm gonna put it in Notion. If there's some topic I wanna talk about, I'm gonna put it in Notion. I'm gonna do it right then because I can use Notion on my phone too. Okay, and then when I sit down, I'm gonna look at what I already have structured in Notion, and then I'm gonna put it here. So Notion is very, very important, all right? So I talked to you about pretty much everything, where I pull things from my inbox for my personal planner, how I look at things from a high level, how I do my monthly planning, how I do my weekly planning. I talked to you about my cleaning schedule, which is in my home, how most of these sections are for reference, and I'm pulling that stuff to put it on my planner. And I hope I've given you enough of information so that you can start to figure out how you actually want to start planning, even if it's not this in-depth system. And so last thing I wanted to just share with you really briefly, because this is super important, is my self-care. Now, when it comes to self-care, I usually kind of know what I want to do on a daily basis, but I do like to have some things here for reference as well. So this is my self-care checklist. I don't write this stuff in my planner anywhere. I'll just come here and I'll get some ideas of something that I want to do. Some stuff is for growth. So a lot of this stuff is in my growth habit tracker that I showed you before. And then some stuff, again, is just for reference. It just gives me ideas on things that I can do to make sure that I'm taking care of myself. So that's very important as well. But that stays in this section, and I just come there and make sure that I'm looking at it so I can make sure I'm getting that stuff done. And if there's something specific I want to do, like get my nails done or go to the spa or something like that, I am going to put it in my weekly calendar so that way I make sure that I get it done that week, okay? I also have a couple of other sections that are important to me that I don't always talk about. One being my routine section. Now, I already know what my routines are because all of that stuff that I just shared with you with this whole entire planner is a part of a routine, okay? So I have routines that I do every single day, okay? I have a planner routine, which is on a Sunday. So this is everything I do for my planner routine, okay? And then I have my daily routines, and I have various different daily routines. So I have a morning routine, afternoon, evening, after school, cleaning, work, faith, and self-care. So when it comes to doing various things, a lot of that you saw in my weekly schedule. And so if I need to just reference something, even though, again, I know my life, then I can come here to do that. But my weekly schedule is really all of this. This is what it's all about when it comes to getting all the things done. It's based on these routines, okay? And then my goals section is also something that I like to reference, but I don't do that every single day, of course. I do it at a monthly level. I'll come here and I'll see which one of my goals can I attack this month, and then I'll write it in on my monthly spread or my weekly spread. So this is a part of my planning strategy as well. This is something I definitely have to check for, and it's gonna be at the beginning of the month, okay? So by now I know what my routine is. I know how I plan on a weekly basis. I know what works for me after all of these years, right? And so it's going to take some time for you. You're going to eventually understand the way that you work best and the way that you plan best, what's going to be most effective and efficient for you. That's something that only you can decide. I can't, help you to decide that. I can help you in some ways, but overall it's going to have to be your decision through trial and error. What my purpose is to show you my system in hopes that maybe you see something here that could help you, which means that you'll implement it within your planning. You'll try it out. If it doesn't work, you'll get rid of it. And if it does work, hey, a win is a win, right? So that's my whole goal and purpose through sharing what I share on this channel. So hopefully that resonates with you. All right. So that's it for this video, you guys. I wanted to share with you how I set up my month of March. So you've seen my whole planner for March and how I'm able to successfully complete all the things that I'm able to complete. I'm not always successful because life happens, of course. Sometimes I'm tired and sometimes, you know, I don't have motivation to do much of anything. I try to thug through it if I can. But just know that I'm not perfect. I know sometimes you guys, or some of you, say you wish that you could keep up with your planner like I can. You can. It's just that maybe you're overcomplicating it. Maybe there's just too much going on. Maybe you don't need all the things that you have. Maybe your system is not right. Maybe there's something going on that you need to reevaluate. And that's just a part of the game. So look at what I've been able to set up for myself. Pick and choose what you feel like will work for you and implement it and go to work. Don't think too deep about it, okay? Because then that's when you get hung up on things and you never start, okay? You just freeze. Don't freeze, okay? Just go and keep it simple until you get it, you know, maybe to where you might need something a little bit more complicated. You'll know that over time, all right? So that is it for this video, you guys. Can you see why I have planner peas now? This planner is so amazing. And I think also the fact that I'm creating so many new inserts that I'm able to try myself, it's just helping me to really, really see and hone in on what my planning style is, if you will. Okay, so hopefully you've been inspired through this video. You got just a little bit of inspiration, which means you'll give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. This is the type of content that I post here. So if that's your vibe, stick around, okay? And as always, I would love it if you came back to catch another video, in which case I'll see you guys then.